Okay, back again. I kind of got distracted, although you don't see any difference. And you'd never know, right? It's a separate video. Alright, so anyways, we went through the Who is Dr. Harry? And as you probably figured out by now, and this, so we finished that part. So now we're looking at Canvas, and I'm sure most of you have been looking at this already. And hold on, heart here. Stupid thing broke. I can't open it anymore. Oh, by the way, here's my other cool car. 1960 Volkswagen bus that my daughter and I restored together because we couldn't afford to buy one. Anyways, hopefully everybody's familiar with Canvas, and let's just go over what's here. So I have my YouTube channel queued up, and not this one because it needs to let's see, here we go, Physics 1100 lab. So I just rearranged it. It's no longer completely in number order. I just put my classes that I have this semester, so 1100, 2100, and 3400. So you guys get to be almost at the top. Yeah, many of you have been asking me questions about the graphing exercise, which is probably pretty challenging for you guys as 1100 students. But there is the video I just finished a little while. Well, I finished earlier today. That Who is Dr. Harry? Now then, I also put my Google Calendar up here. Yep, there we go. So you can see we have our lab Tuesday afternoons, and I have office hours Monday through Thursday. But again, the best way to get me is to text me, see where I am. We can always do a Zoom session, or I might be in my office, or I'm in my lab. My lab is next door in BIOS 128. So yeah, you don't really know where my office is yet. Well, of course, you may have been plinking around here. So this is just a printout. I decided to put my Google Calendar. This is a video explaining how to look for Zoom recordings just in case. Alright, so let's take a look at the syllabus. Alright, try again. So you may have noticed when a little while ago, and I clicked this, it said V1, now it says V2. And I noticed when I was going over things, it had said 1200, so I changed that, and I fixed this. That was a little T. I was thinking about why I have the pre-labs at 30%. I used to have them lower, but then I remembered that different parts of the logbook or the report will have more or less effort, so that's why I kept that at 30. I may change it again. And then there was some stupid wording here. You missed 2 labs. You don't attend 2 labs without telling me and giving me a good reason. You have to fail, so don't do it, all right? Just talk to me. I'm very easy to get along with. And you can't submit a lab report for a lab you didn't attend. Yeah, I get the feeling that whoever I borrowed this and then tweaked it. I wonder if they just didn't collect logbooks. It's really important to me that you learn how to keep good logbooks. And that is something that I want to keep. As part of the other recording. Well, that's all right, because I can slice and dice. So let's go back to the home page. And then I started going over what was next? How the logbook out. The lab schedule isn't here because I haven't put it there. Oh, here we go. So I want to go to here. And yeah, you know, I found out about this class after my surgery. And yeah, I tell you, I took a long nap after I made the surgery before. So this is just only the manual. You know what, I've never taught this section before. Lab manual original. So next week we're scheduled to do measurements, propagate. This is like an exercise. It's not really an experiment. And then also additions of forces and vectors. It's not till week 4 with this circadian rhythm data analysis that we're going to learn something and be more like an experiment. I'll get this up as soon as possible, but you can see already on the home page that I've got, here you go, week 2, which is lab 1 module. I provided you with a copy of the manual. There's the pre-lab assignment, and I try to provide you with the resources so you don't have to spend time looking things up. And let's see, this is just the document. This is the actual way you turn it in. Lab day notebook submission, final notebook. Oh, I have to put a lab report assignment in there. Okay, what's the videos for extra? This is more 2100, isn't it? So let's see, we don't need this. You have for anything you might find useful is already on my YouTube channel, although I have some other stuff here like that. Whoops. Check your grade. Graded discussions. See, I've been whipping this together. So I try to grade everything as quickly as possible. You can go to the grade book. It's my big mission is that students know how they're doing every single day. So I try to grade things as fast as I can. But then I don't know if I'm going to get a graduate assistant or not. So I'll just do my best. Okay, so here's the biggies here. Logbook expectations and lab report expectations. So let's take a look. So this is, I pulled this off from Google. This is from an engineering website, and it's a rationale why, various reasons, complete reconstruction of the experiment. If there's a later date, yeah, even after the death of the experimentalist. For you guys as pre-health, I would encourage you to keep a diary at work. If you're a nurse or even a doctor, well, doctors have people that keep logbooks for them, and they do it all. They do it. They just have to keep because they have to write up notes every day. But a well laid out logbook with dates and times and everything, if somebody accuses you of doing something wrong, it's a legal document. So, like engineers would be handed one of those logbooks that I showed you, and you take and record it. Oh yeah, that's why you graph paper. This has to do with plotting stuff. But you want to have, let's see, record data as method. And look this over. I'm not going to read it for you. And let's see, format. Let's take a look. Pre-lab. No, this isn't what's going to happen anymore. Okay, so this is gone. I'll have to update this document. But this is pretty much, and in fact, I know even a better way. Watch this. The best way for format of your logbook guidelines. Okay. So here's what happened though. I went to the logbook guidelines, and then I said, here, take a look at an assignment, and then it goes about the format, and this is where it started falling apart. So now I got this more together. First of all, so a pre-lab assignment, you've already seen that. So now I have a rubric for it, so you can see what matters. It's pretty low key. The lowest possible score other than a 0 is 70%. And presentation and effort. And I guess completeness too is sort of the same thing. In the case of up here, it just means how thorough are you, and completeness means did you do everything. And yes, the logbook format, we're going to go over that in a little while. All right, so let's go look at another one. So I mentioned before, there's the lab day notebook. So now I've got the where you hand it in. There is the rubric, easy to see. And notice it says early semester. Notice the lowest grade you could get is an 80%. Because students, especially you guys in 1100, 1200, I want to be able to, because what happens when I grade these things, I click on these boxes. So I want to say needs improvement without killing your grade, or needs not much improvement without killing your grade. So it's that the comments match what I mean, but the grade isn't trouncing you, because you could reasonably say that you just never did it before and you weren't sure how to do it. And I completely understand that. And so you have the same thing with the final log report, logbook submission. And so final logbook, early semester, the two rubrics are a little different. I encourage you to study them. Now, when it comes to lab reports, though, a little quirk of Canvas is that since I'm going to use Turnitin to make sure you didn't plagiarize, when you go to the, where'd it go? Oh, there it is. All right, bring it up to the top. Yeah, I don't think there really a report is necessary for the first lab, because it's really just an exercise. But what happens is, you see, I do have a rubric attached to this. But once you have Turnitin going on, you can't, let's see, speed grader, let's see, this, I don't want to violate anybody's privacy here. Let me just put up the test student. Oh, there is no test student. Okay. But anyways, there's a rubric attached to it. And let's see if I can show this without, I guess because, so I even have to edit this assignment because it's not actually it's grading it by this. Okay. Interesting. So it needs a little tweaking, but the bottom line is you can't see it. So what happens is you go here, and where is it? Lab report. Yeah, here it is. I just made a PDF of the rubric. I printed it out from Canvas, so you can look at it here. I tried to make really complete explanations. All right, so let's go back and to lab report, lab logbooks formats, and where did it go? Lab report. Oh, here it goes. Basic rules of experimental logbooks. So you notice 2018, but students were asking me, we needed examples. So here you go. So remember, you got the numbered pages, you got the heavy blue lines, You tend to keep everything within the heavy blue lines. Every page should have date, time, initials, at least once, every page. In a regular logbook, if you were in a lab, anytime you left the room for a little while, you would want to put this again, date, time, initials. Or even if you've been working a long time, or that's usually what's done. Look, it's very, very important to put that there. There's the famous story of Alexander Graham Bell, who may not have actually invented the telephone first, but he kept a better logbook, so he won in patent court. Now, this is from the days when I let people paste in their pre-lab assignments. We generally don't do that anymore. The thing is, though, you see, if you have something to paste in, it stays within the lines. And you use staples or paste. You don't use tape. And then notice how my date and my initials goes from the thing I pasted in onto the paper. It's highlighting is not required legally, but it's helpful for me, the grader. It's helpful for you. The big deal to remember, guys, is you're writing this thing for you next week. I know it sounds stupid, but I don't keep great logbooks myself. When I'm working on an experiment, I'm very good. And I mean, I get people goof on me because I include the weather report and things like that. But it turns out it's important. That's another long story. But you want to be able to understand what you are doing. So you notice how I don't have the greatest handwriting, so I skip a line. And so it's spaced out. A lot of students try to cramp too much stuff together. Let's see. Notice, you look this over yourselves, how I wrote it out. I like to put my own little bullet points. And everything should be a sort of stream of consciousness, detailed description. This idea, now look, see, I put figure 1 there. I put figure 1 in my writing. There's something. Single line crossouts, we generally say, meaning one line through it or one X. Excuse me, you should be able to read what's beneath it. You never want to use whiteout. Never use whiteout. Also, you have to do it in ink. What's next? Yes, if there's a significant large blank space, you're supposed to exit out because they don't want you going in and adding, they don't want to get suspicious if they see those empty spaces. And I see again, I haven't updated this with the back annotation, but that's not a big deal right now. Number bubbles for, like, I plugged it, that numbers the equations. And then later on, I say I sub into 2, that kind of thing. And try to make it more clear. And, okay, yeah, we'll go into back annotations another time. So I try to provide as much guidance as I possibly can for your logbooks and your lab reports so you don't get all stressed out. And there is, it says Physics 1200. It's basically the same. Look this over. The other thing is that whenever we have a report, I like to spend time going over with you guys an outline. I try to help, especially in the beginning of the semester. I'll help you with what you should include in each section. I'll give you sample language to use and all that. And I want to, especially you guys, the pre-health guys, are trying to make your life as easy as possible. Let's see. There's the logbook right there. It ebbs and flows. It's on the cheaper side at the moment. Look, my dad quit Grumman Grumman Aerospace when we got the family restaurant. And he brought home his logbooks, and he'd been there for 17 years, so he quit in 1970. I still have those logbooks. They're still perfectly fine. They're just the best. Same exact brand and all. All right, what's next? This do not depend on the calendar. That may not be a problem in this class, but there's some quirk with calendar. So when I was copying old course material. Study aid. So this is, again, not maybe as big of a deal for you guys and my lab. What you want to see is the physics classroom and the Khan Academy. Those are two things that are kind of like the free equivalent of Chegg's. And they're not, they're free, so they don't have everything that Chegg's has. But if you use both of them, you can pretty much find everything you need. And the physics classroom especially I like because you have these tutorials and with videos, so they're pretty sweet. And interactives, they have simulations to help you with concepts. Pretty cool. All right, let's see here. Now I was able to, in principle, score some money for doing some workshops and changing the way the canvas shell looks. Ironically, all the stuff they were teaching us was pretty much stuff I'd already been doing. But they noticed how big this is, and I just been copy pasting it, and I don't like it. It's too big and clunky, but I had to do it this way to get my money. So I'm sorry. Let's see. Yeah, well, I've given you the manual for next week. Yes, it's help desk and ITS resources. What does that mean? I forgot what that is. Oh, various other places to help you out. Okay. Basically, if I can't help you with something with Canvas or your computer, you go there. Look, and take care of yourself. I'd like to make that a separate module, actually. I always tell my students, look, if you're stuck somewhere on the side of the road and you don't have anybody else to call for some reason, no, just, you call me and you text me, and I'll come get you. Don't worry about it. Let's see. So CAPS, they're really great. Safe at home version. These people like have a 24/7 individual. Somebody's on call 24/7. So if you're not feeling great and you don't think you can talk to me, you get to these people. And then basically just walking in to the student health services. I used to go there. I didn't have health insurance when I was a student. Things were different back then. My parents had what was called major medical. So if I had to go to the hospital, I would have been covered for that. But you still just sort of paid for doctors as you went, and I couldn't afford that. They were cheaper back then, but anyways. And then the tutoring center, students with disabilities. We don't have any exams here, but if you feel, and also I say to students, you may not even realize you have a challenge to learning, but I always tell students, if you feel like you're the only one in the room who isn't getting what's going on around you, don't worry, there's other people as well. But there could be a time where you're thinking, boy, somehow I don't seem to be able to keep up or something like that. You might want to go over and talk to those people. The library, student advising, and the dean of students, I think that's there for you to complain about me. All right, so we have all these getting set up assignments. I haven't even checked. I'm hoping that you guys are doing them. I thought I checked. I'll have to go. What's this? Homework help. Well, unfortunately, Atwood problem. Okay, that's good. Yeah, these are good. These are 1100 problems. What's this one? Yep. Error propagation's in here somewhere. This is cool as hell, dropping the bowling ball and feathers. We'll look at that. Birds on wires is basically for physics 1200. Vector practice, that kind of thing. Sig figs It's important for labs, and that's something we're going to learn about in let's see, lab day notebook. Let's check that. So this is not the right one, because that's December 8th, 2020, right? So I will have to fix that. These are lecture notes and recordings from a lab very similar to that. If you'd like to look at them, please do. And then the vector edition I haven't gotten ready, but you can't see that yet. All right, so good. I wanted to make sure we got you guys set up here, at least to get started, and what the format is, and to have a look at me and my voice and all that. I do find that I'm pretty tired. I guess I'm still recovering, and I'm, of course, on pain meds as well. So anyways, look for more, and we'll post everything up on YouTube, and I'll let you know. I'll make announcements as I change the Canvas shell. See you soon.